Welcome back everyone. Today we're in the Giants editor and we're on the 10.0.8 version of Giants editor for Farming Simulator 25. I'm Jewel and this is the BGA we're going to be working on today. I hope everybody's been enjoying the tutorials. We're going to get started. I want to explain a little bit more about this than what's been normally explained because there's an extra piece to it. You need to paint the farmland for this one if you want to tie it in the way that the Riverbend one did and say for it to be bought with the farmland. I mean bought with the BGA. The farmland's bought with the BGA. So depending on what you want to do there, it would technically still work if it was on one of those the one I had originally had it on was number 4, farmland 4, and you technically could have just changed the XML to reflect the number 4. Put the other pieces to it on the number 4 one. But in this case, I didn't care, so I went ahead and painted it the 93, which they did in Riverbend. So just depends on how you want to do it. It's no perfect way that you got to do it, as long as you do it. Okay. So what I want to teach first, real quick, it's just the first steps. Is just get the building in. You've seen before how to get it. I'm not going to go through the whole deal, but just basically you can either open up your main game wherever you installed your Farming Simulator 25, click on the BGA like so, and then pick the whole BGA group and bring just that whole group in if you want this one, or you can get the whole production point area or whichever one you want, okay, and bring it in. Now I'll just show you how you do it. I'm not going to take you to the actual in-game one to do it. Technically it's already open over here like this. You can see there the BGA is here, so you can see how it would look over here. You can just click on whichever one you want. If you want the building, get that one. If you want the whole productions group with all these buildings that's right here to the Taylor one, then click on that one. Or the selling station area, you can do them separately. I would suggest doing each one separate, meaning selling station area one separate, then this one production area separate, and so on. So just pick one, click on it, highlight it, make sure you got it fully highlighted, click file, click export selection with files, go to wherever your map is that you're going to be working on. Mine's documents, my games, Farm Sim 25 mods. I suggest you put it there so that you can test it in game. It's easier to put it there. So then it was 13 maps US, and then you would make a new folder and write on the new folder and call it production points underscore area if you did all of them. If you just did the BGA place, you can just put BGA underscore place if you want to, or whatever you want to type. It doesn't really matter. So then you open that folder. So say I had just made this folder and I open it, pretend it's blank. Then you're going to click here, then you're going to type out production points area underscore area, or then you're going to type out BGA place or whatever building you had through here. Then hit save, and then hit yes and yes to the 2 questions that they asked you about relative paths and parent directory. So yes and yes, and then it'll put it here so when you come back you can import it. I'm going to click cancel because mine's already in there. Okay, we'll come back to here in a minute. I want to show something in here. But for now, we're going to go back to over here. And so once you exported from the main game file, the Riverbend map, if you're like, oh, I don't know how to open that, I'll just quickly show you the path. You're just going to go to wherever the path is. So open up the File Explorer and go wherever yours is. Yours could be in C drive, Program Files 86. It might be under Steam for you if you have that. And then Steam apps, and then common, and then there's one of the farm sims. My 25 is in my D drive, but I'm just showing you a path in case yours is in C. Mine's in D. Steam library, Steam apps, common, farm sim 25, data, then maps US, then config. Well, back up, not config, but map US i3D. Double click that, and it'll pop this up. Put it on the one that's the newest Giants editor for the one you're working on, and then hit OK. Alright, and it'll open that to Riverbend. Then you can export the building like I just showed you. Alright, we're not going to do that. because we're just going to get on with it. Alright, so then you would come here, hit File, hit Import, go to wherever it was. It should bring you right back to the last thing you were working on. If it don't, click back one in the list up here, and you'll probably get to where you need, but just make sure you're in the right map. If you're not, go all the way back through Documents, My Games, FS25, to your map, wherever it is, or wherever you put your map. Go back to there, go to whatever you had called the folder, which in this case, Production Points Area. Then you would click it to make it pop up in the box and hit Open, and then it'll bring it in. It'll import it into the map. Okay, I'm going to hit Cancel. You're going to hit Open. Okay, now if it said BGA, you would go to the BGA folder you created, and you would click on the BGA i3D that you created, and then you would click Open, and then bring it in. And if it's then it's going to end up at the bottom of the list, either which one you bring in. And then depending on if you have any of these folders, you're going to go ahead and hit your middle scroll, highlight it, hit your middle scroll wheel, and hold it down, and drag very carefully and drag it up into whichever one you need, which in this case you would go, the BGA one would go into the Productions area, and you would let it go and it would drop in there. Or if it was this one you brought in, you would hit the middle scroll wheel, hold it down, and then drag it into the Buildings folder and let go. If you don't have these, you would just simply create them. You would click Create Transform Group. You'd come over here to the name box and you would name it Locations. Then you would create another one, Create Transform Group. Come over here and name it Buildings. Then you'll take and click on the Buildings one. It'll be down at the bottom. It won't have all that in it yet. You'll hit the middle scroll wheel and you'll drag it in the Locations folder. Then you'll highlight the Locations folder, hit the middle scroll wheel and drag it into the Map Transform Group. Then you'll have a path for all these. So if you brought this one in, then you would hit middle scroll wheel and drag it into the new Buildings folder you just made with the Transform Group, and so on. That's how you do it. Alright, and then you're going to hit Save if any changes you did, and then you'll click on the BGA, and then you make sure the whole group is highlighted, because this is going to get everything with it, the fence and everything. If you don't want that, you can just get the building and not even have the bunker here. They're all separate, so that bunker's separate, this bunker's separate, and then this was a way station right here. All of those have to be put into the Placeables XML. So there's going to be 4 things we grab to put in the Placeables XML. So we're literally doing 4 things at once on this one, pretty much. So, but I like to get the whole place, and I don't care if it's together, and depends on what you want to do. You can do it differently. There are in-game ones you can do, but we'll be having to show that later. I want to show the main game ones that they have in Riverbend right now, so that's what I'm working on. But I will be showing some other custom ones and some of the placeable ones. But in this case, you would click the whole thing like that, hit Control B as in boy, left mouse click, put it right here, and then you can drag it around with this arrow and this red and blue arrow, and then if it's not on the ground, which usually if you hit Control B after you flatten that ground a little bit right here, you don't want it all flat because this is on an upper hill part, but if you, this side right here is on a flat part, so flatten this side and then Control B it over here. When you do it, left click over here in the middle and then drag it back a little to try to get it up on a hill, and then you can adjust it and make it how you want it. But when you hit Control B, it usually puts it exactly where it needs to be most of the time. But you can go down and look, and if you don't like it, say you need to come up a little and you're like, oh, this needs to come up, it's not high enough, then just lift it with this green arrow. If it needs to come down, hold the green arrow and it'll turn yellow. Left click on it, hold it down, drag down a little, and it'll drag down. But I would suggest doing the Control B pretty much most of the time. Now you can paint the ground here and put grass here like they did in game if you don't want to. Just whatever you want to do. It's up to you. But you do have, I got to smooth this. I didn't finish this. This will have to be dealt with. I got the other side looking real good. I don't know how I got so lucky. It looked so good right off the rip. But I didn't really get this one. I think this was my last thing I was doing and I was rushing. So I got to get that squared away to where it's smooth and right. But you're going to have to be careful because it'll pop in here like this, and that's what the issue is right here. As you can see how it's not coming just right, and then it jumps over here, then you move it over here and it jumps out of there, and it's back and forth. Okay, so you would basically pick right here, if you'll come to this little edge of this, make a create a transform group, and see it's highlighted down here. Hit Control B, left mouse click, left mouse click. You can put it right on that line where you want that ground to be, and you can hit on the translate Y, highlight it, left click once on it, then right click on it and hit copy, and then come to height, and then down here in the sculpting box where it says replace, left click once, right click and hit paste. Then you're gonna maneuver back out where you can see, turn on your sculpt mode, and when you left click here, because you got it on the left mouse button on replace and your right one on smooth preferably, then when you left click and hold it down, it'll bring the ground right up like mine is to this, where you could drive in there very easily like so there's no bumps. Okay, so that's how you can do that with this little gizmo with the transform group. Then you can delete that when you don't need it anymore. Just make sure it's highlighted, and then you hit delete on the keyboard. Alright, and so you're going to mold the ground, and again, this is the slope, so this side's going to be higher. So once you do that, get this little number, you would go ahead and smooth all that out all the way to here, or you could go just a hair bit to there. Maybe just be careful not to go through here, and then you can make the square smaller. I'll use the paint one to show you. You make it square, make it a little smaller, and then this level bring slightly this way a little bit, okay, so that once you start smoothing it, it'll slant it, right? And then this level is the level that you had made flat to start with when you hit Control B, so then you know it's going to be flattened, right? So you're going to hit Control R on there, and if you need a little bit took out of here, you just come over here with the left mouse button and clean this area up very carefully. And then over here, again, you would make sure you had this level, bring it down just out a little bit, not too far, just a hair, and then you're going to hit your smooth button on that and just keep going back and forth to try to smooth that down. This one's a little pain. I'm going to have to fight with it, but I'm not going to do it right now. Alright, so those are how you get that kind of going. And over here again, this is the weight station thing, and I don't know how I'm going to do my road or anything. This is all just right at the beginning. I don't know that I'm going to put the road like that. I just stuck something there just for looks. It doesn't mean it's going to be there. This is a decal. That's how they had it. You could have this going down a hill for all, whatever, however your map ends up. Like this could be like going down or going up. I don't know. It just depends on how you make it. But that's where this little piece comes in at for that weight station. Alright. Now you could technically bring all those in separately and put them however. You'd have to set up a whole custom area. But then you got to make sure, like, again, you got to put them in the XML, placements XML all separately and all that too. Alright. So once you do that, you need to, hopefully you've already done a little bit of your farmland stuff, or you're a little familiar, and then you're going to come up over it so you can see a little bit better, and then come up here to info layer paint mode, turn it on, and you can see I painted it this for that area. Now it's a little big because I'm painting the road too, but you could shorten it. Like I say, if I made the road shorter, that would shorten it a little bit. But basically, they put theirs on 93, and if you wanted to leave that XML that they have, you put the XML. Let me show you. You would put the XML in your map. Okay, so we have the farmlands XML in our map. So here's just Jules Peaceful Valley. Here's the farmlands. So you would bring that in, obviously, because you're going to be making different farmlands. And I know y'all hadn't done that yet. I don't even know. I may or may not have done. I think I've done. I don't think on this round on 25 I've done a farmland. I did on 22. So there's a little bit of explanation on 22. But there's going to be more on this one. I will be doing a farmlands, but I'm just not ready yet because we haven't really built anything on the map to care about. But now I'm having to touch it because of this. So we'll go ahead and open this and show you. Right click on it. Edit with Notepad++. And you can see Farmland 93. All I did was I had all that blocked out except for the top. The ones that I was letting the main farms, the and number 4 was going over the whole map, just so that everything could function when we throw it in there without errors, till we actually paint it and give each one one. So these green ones are only green because it has this little green front piece here, this little explanation point with the 2 dashes and the greater or less than sign, and then this one at the end. Now I used to have this over here and it blocked this one out too, till I put my BGA in, because the BGA here, it says BGA farmland bought via placeable, meaning as soon as you buy this building, it buys the farmland as well. So this is the only building that they put with its own farmland, and I'm going to show you that. Okay, but it's only bought through the BGA when you buy the building on the wrench. Okay, and this is the price scale. Now this isn't the price, this is the price scale. So I'm going to show you something in Google that explains that a little better. But real quick, you would basically, you can block out the rest of these again with this right here at the end, and this other one at the beginning. It'll block out anything you're not ready to use yet, but I made sure this one highlighted now so that it can be used. Number 93 is the one, and I left all their stuff that's in the end game the same. Now you can change the price scale. You can change things. You could do it differently, but I'm not. I wanted to leave it the same way. I don't mind it being that way. Okay, so this one right here would make that building $1,500,000 with this price scale for their Riverbend, but not for mine, because mine is a bigger area. So let me show you that. See how big that is? Now look in here in theirs, and you go ahead and click on this. Well, it might be close, as you can see, but it's a little, maybe a little wider, I don't know. But it's probably going to be, mine might cost a little more than that. We'll have to see. I think mine, when I tested, it cost $1,900,000 and something. So that's how much more of a bigger area I gave in the farmland for that. Okay, so it's going by how big it is, not what it says on those numbers. Those numbers just tell it how to come to that answer of what the price is. See, if you hit Control R over here, it tells you what number this is, 38. Click Control R over that one, 37. Click Control R over the BGA and it's 93. And if you notice, the rest of that purple is non-buyable, but if you look, the buildings like this, say this building here. Now we hadn't painted it that way yet. We can at some point, but right now we hadn't. But it still worked. The XML still worked. The building still functions, so don't panic. But we hadn't plotted everything out for the non-buyable stuff, right? Because this one isn't calling it like that BGA is in here. That building, them other buildings aren't in this farmland thing saying, hey, when you buy the building, right, you get the farmland, because there is no farmland. It's non-buyable, okay? Now you could make it buyable, and you could make it do what the farmland did. You could connect it to there, and I could write whatever that building's name is. You would have to program it to do it though, and then say bought with a. You'd have in the XML for the BGA would have to have that information to make it be bought by the placeable. It's not just this word here, and it tells you show on farmland screen bought. So it's explaining what it's got to do, right? And so this one, if we turn that back on, you'll see is purple. And if you was to look at any of the other buildings, all of the other buildings, even the town, is going to be purple. And then if you click on it, of course, it'll turn white. So let's just show the town is purple. Okay, all those buildings, see that big building there? It's purple. And so if you hit Control R, it's going to turn white. That just means you selected that one. And look over here. When you select it like that, it lets you know it's non-buyable. Okay, that's the areas that they put for you not to be able to buy, because certain areas you don't want the people to be buying, right? So that's the town, because you don't want them selling a building where the those buildings are. You want it to be non-buyable, right? Usually. I mean, some people are going to want them to be viable because they're going to want to cut grass on people's yards and other stuff, I guess. But depending on how you want to build the map. But you can see all the other places, even even that place we did. Where is it at over here? These places, this thing, and the ship right there, the little place that's like a playground. It's also white, or if you click off of it, it would be purple because it's non-buyable. Okay, so you can see if you click on it, it says non-buyable because it's all the white is non-buyable. Okay, and even the water, all that they made non-buyable. Okay, I just wanted y'all to understand that a little bit better. So all that's non-buyable so that you can have all that in there with no issues, right? Alright, so we're going to go back. All you need to do is paint this area. So basically you would put it on whatever, but you would need to program it to whatever number you did. So if I went on and did it on number 5, because that would have been my next number, I would have had to then go into here and on number 5 change this information to be reflective of this stuff. See, for the BGA one. See, and it would have had to be the BGA information in the XML of the BGA. I'll open it in a minute. Alright, so basically I would have had to put the number 4 one with that information instead of this, right? But so there was no point in doing that. If this is already here, why not just paint it to 93? Like, what's the point? You ain't got to even change it at that point, right? I mean, if you're trying to make it all in order, okay, yeah, you could do that. We could do that later. If we don't like it, we could always do that later. It's not that big a deal to me. Alright, then you would hit save after you fix it or whatever the case. I don't even know why that's... I guess I must have clicked something again. So it should have already been saved. Uh-oh. They don't like what I did. I must have clicked something by accident. What did I click? A connect was not closed. Oh, okay. No problem. I'll take it away. Delete. Thank you. Now save. But, oh no, I need that there. Hang on. I know what happened. When I moved this one, I didn't close it. This part needed to be closed, not the, this. It's okay. I'm gonna show you. Let me just do it. I had accident. This one, I put it in the wrong spot. Hurrying. I'm trying to hurry. I don't want to waste time. Alright, go get the other one. Okay, why is my little thing not showing? Like, where's my little moving over thing? What is going on? It's not showing it. What in the world? How can I get over if they're not going to move over? Well, that's weird. Well, we'll just have to type it. I don't know why it won't move over. There we go. I was wondering what happened. There we go. Somehow it didn't like that. Copy. And then what you're going to do is you're just putting this here. It just needed a close. But I had forgot. I had stole that one. I should have just copied it instead of cutting it. And I cut it and threw it here. And I should have left it there. And this right here isn't information that's being used other than for us to see what it says it does. These others are being used here. The green is not. This shouldn't have been without a close. It needed the closing. So it's this exclamation point dash dash, and then at the end dash dash, and then the greater than the greater than sign or the less than sign, whatever. You can see there's two different ones. Alright, and so then hit save. It should work now. Okay, that's all it was freaking out about. Alright, so now we're ready to go. We can go explain a little more. Basically, you're going to come in here, you paint that. So you just go to number farmland 93, put it on there. Make sure your info layer is on, and then left click and hold down and paint that area very carefully. And then if you mess up, grab this side, Control R, and to take away whatever you messed up. So if you mess something up, click over here and you get this. Or if it's you got stuff painted all around it, I would go ahead and Control R and grab it from over here or wherever and shrink it down if you need to, and just Do that each time wherever you need to try to square it up or fix it or whatever you need to do. Once you're done with that, you can hit save. Hit save. I already hit save, so I'm not going to hit save again. And let's see, that's pretty much it here. You smooth that out, you get that ready, make sure everything's where it needs to be as according to touching the ground level, and then hit save and you're ready to go get the information in the placeables XML. So then you're going to go to your map, okay, the main game one first, and then go to the wherever you install the game at, that path to FS25 data maps US config. Come down to placeables, right click, and edit with Notepad++. You can come in here, and this is the information you need. You need the BGA1, you need the weigh station, you need the bunker silo, and another bunker silo. Okay, so this is the BGA, and this is the BGA buys farmland. See, BGA buys farmland. So all that, you need to highlight it. So left click here, drag over, and then right click and hit copy. Okay, then you're going to go to wherever your map is in your placeables XML, right click, edit with Notepad++, and bring it in. And I've already pasted it, but for example's sake, you would click to the end of this right here and hit enter, then click to the beginning here and right click and click paste. I'm not going to do it, but that's what you would do. Then you would hit save. Okay, so since that one's already done, I'm going to backspace 1 to bring that up. And actually, is that one in up here? No, I'm going to bring it back. It's too far over. I'm going to backspace it to there. Alright, so then we're going to hit save. So now this stuff you just pasted in, and now it's going to call this icon here, because that's the picture of the BGA. It's going to call this unique ID, which is the one you got from Riverbend. We're using the same one. We didn't get a unique one. We didn't use the placeable toolkit. And then all these have their own, and it tells you bought with farmland, overwrite true. Bought with farmland, overwrite true. Bought with farmland, overwrite true. So it's saying these are bought with the farmland. Okay? But the BGA, it says, if we go back, let me go back to that folder, back to the farmland thing. Let's just go to the main game farmland one. Right click, edit with Notepad++. BGA farmland bought via placeable. So the BGA one, the building, is bought via the placeable, but the other ones say they're bought because of the farmland. So basically, when the BGA buys the farmland, they automatically bought those other buildings, is the way I'm looking at it. Okay? You get what I'm saying? So we'll go back to that real fast so you can read it one more time, and then we'll jump and do the store item. So, right click, edit with Notepad++. It says, bought with farmland, overwrite true. Okay? So these, because the BGA is buys the farmland, so when you buy the BGA, you get the farmland. But because of that, these buildings are sitting on that farmland. So as soon as that happens, you already own them. So it says when it's bought. So it automatically bought it because of that. That's the way I'm looking at it. If I'm wrong, you know, that's just the way I see it. Alright? So then, you're going to get your store item. So let's go look and go to this area, your main game map area, to your store item. Right click, edit with Notepad++, and go look and see if you need it. And we got to look for the BGA wherever in the world it might be. If it's there, yeah, I don't see it there. Let me look. Not there. Selling station, gas station, animal trader. Okay, so the BGA one apparently isn't even in here. So we don't need it. We don't need it. If it's not here, we don't need it. If it's here, you need it. If it's not, you don't. I don't see it. So it's gonna have it from the XML work then, probably. Alright, so now we don't have to have it. It's not there. We don't need it. We're going to jump on in and we'll be all set. So let's go on in the game. We're going to test it out and I'll show you the way it tests. Make sure again that you save this. I'm going to close um, this, but as you see, that's how you would have painted that, and that's how you would have known which one to paint if you want to compare it. Just don't paint nothing in here, and when you click on it, say no. When you X out, say don't save on your Riverbend one. You don't want to mess it up. Alright, and so this one should be okay. I didn't change anything, so I mean, I'll hit save again just for the sake of saving, just to make sure in case I did, but I don't think I changed anything. And we'll go on in the game and show you about the building. Alright, so we'll come on in. Appreciate everybody. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Hope you are enjoying. I'm trying to explain as best I can. Not an expert, but I know a pretty good bit, and I learn a pretty good bit pretty quickly, fortunately. So hopefully I can show enough to help, you know, the beginners at the very least, and then some of the others that's not quite beginners, but they're, you know, moving on up. So hopefully this helps. Shouldn't take long. We'll jump right in. Alright, so let's get on in. And off we go. Alright, let's jump on in. And here we go. Let's hit escape. Now, of course, here's the place. You can see it shows the productions little thing, the blue one. Visit, manage, buy, tag. Of course, it works, as you can see. If we was to hit buy, you could buy it. We don't have the money yet. We got to borrow it. And manage, you could manage it from here. And visit, we'll hit visit. It brings you to this little place right here where you can hit R and buy it. But as you can see, if we hit R, this is how much R's cost. Okay, so 2,180 something, whatever. It's because of the size of that. Oh, that's what I didn't show. After this, I'll jump out real quick and show you that price scale thing. But that's what it's for. It bases it off of the farmland. So as long as your farmland did right, then it bases it off of it. So my land was much bigger than their in-game on Riverbend. Riverbend's is 1,500,000 for the price. But that's what you would need to buy it. And as you can see, it's here. You can hear the noise. It's working. You can see the icons above the little, right there, above that, and above that. And you can see the bunker and everything. Now, we're going to have to bring stuff here, but before we do, we can go ahead. We'll go ahead and buy it. Well, first we'll go ahead and hit F12 and borrow money this way. And then just get the money from in the power tools. And hit OK, and I forgot how much it was. Let's just go with 3,000,000 as much as it lets us get, and then hit add. That should be plenty of money, and hit R, and go ahead and buy it. Now we own it. It's made that noise go away, and then you can see what we bought it for. And then it says no active productions and building storage. It says it's empty because we hadn't even set it up yet. So basically, if we were going to set it up, you can come up to this wrench and hit R to do it. Or you can, if you're out here, you can hit escape and click on this thing to do it. And it'll come to the biogas one, whichever one you're working on, and then pick whichever one you want. It's on storing right now, but you got to activate it. So if we activate each one, we'll go ahead and activate them all. They're going to pop up this little explanation point in red is letting us know it's got missing material, which is just meaning we hadn't put anything in it yet. So we hadn't put silage or slurry or none of this. So that's all that means. So when you activate it and you see that, don't panic. Alright, and if you wanted to change the output mode, you click on which one you want, click change output, and that one is on storing. But then if you turn it to selling, it's on selling. They all went to selling in this case for some reason. And then you want to change it to the output mode again, and it goes to distributing. It should be separated. I wonder what that's all about. Let me deactivate that one and just see if it stays. Okay, some reason it's changing all together, and they're supposed to be able to be changed separately, so I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to check on that. They may throw an error on that one. I don't know what's up with that. But either way, you can change it there. We'll leave it on storing. We'll leave that one activated, and we'll get out of here. You can see it shows the silage slurry and the sugar beet and the manure is missing, so we're going to get the tractor to bring that here, and so we can load it in and everything. Some of it we're going to be able to load from just using the little F12 thing. So we'll hit the F12 power tool thing and hit OK and put silage bales in. Hit OK, hit OK. It'll drop it in, and that'll be those, so we can get the silage in there without having to do any kind of dumping with a truck or anything. I'm just dumping it in there quick, making sure plenty of it's in there. And then we need to back out and do the beets. Red beet, I think it was red beet. No, we need the bell, so let's go back. We gotta get back out of here come back in like this, and go ahead and go like this to the bell of the sugar beet, right there, sugar beet. Now hit OK, and then hit OK again to drop it in. So that gets us sugar beet without having to bring it in like any kind of trailer or dumping it. So just put some of that in there. Just getting some in there so it can be working. Alright. Okay, so it's full. It's already full. It's like, nope. Alright, so we got that going. So you can see it's got those two things. And we're making digestate. If you can see it. There it is. We're making that. Now we need to go get a tractor for slurry and for the digestate to get it out. And then we need to get it. We got to dump slurry over there on the other side. And we need to get the trailer with to dump some silage in there just to show it working. Okay, so we're going to hit escape, and we're going to go to, and you can see the little red thing went away for the ones that we threw in there. So those two, the sugar beet and the silage ones that we added, made that little red thing go away. And of course the others are still there because we hadn't added it yet, manure and the slurry. So we need to go to the place over here, to the shop, and a vehicle shop, and get the vehicle. We'll get a tractor. Yeah, I'm not sure which tractor. What do I want to get? I have to get something that I can use, that can hook up to. There we go. That'll work. That's fine. Lease that, and then back out. Go back one more. Get a front end loader thing. I think that one will work. I don't know. Let's just get this one. I think this one will work. I think that's the one I put it on. I don't know. We'll see. Whatever I put it on. And then I need to get back out and get this bucket, because we'll have to dump some in there if we want to do it that way. It just depends on how you dump it in there. Needs to make sure that we can scoop the... Yeah, we can. I think. So that should work. Let's do that. Alright. We need to get a trailer, and let's just get one of these. We'll have to make 2 trips, I guess. We'll just get a small one, and we'll just hit that and lease it. And then we got to get a slurry thing. Let's get the slurry tanker. That little one will do. Let's get that. Alright, I think that's enough. If I remember what all we gotta do. So let's see if that's enough. I wish we had a way to drag that other. We could throw it in there with super strength. I wonder if we should. Should we be lazy? I think we should try anyway. Let's turn super strength on, see if we can't do this. We probably can't, but we'll see. Put on super strength. Whoop, we passed it. Alright, so let's try to lay this up in there. In this. Probably can't, but let's just see. Not quite. We gotta get it in there good enough to drive it. Uh-oh. Is that enough? No. It's not. It's too big. Okay, fine. We'll take 2 trips. Just calm down. Let's just tote this over here. Actually, I'm going to back it up because we got to hook up to that other stuff. We'll have to get another tractor as well. Or we could bring this one back, but there ain't no point in doing that. So let's hook this up. Nice little tractor. And let's hook this bucket up. There we go. And let's hook up this trailer. Unfortunately, it ain't gonna hook up everybody. I wish it would. We'll have to come back for you. Alright, so let's just drive on over there. Or we could just take the back way. Let me pick this up a little so it's not dragging the ground. We'll load it when we get there. We got a lot of stuff to put here. We need to put that debris crusher where we used to put it. This is going to be the neighborhood of houses. We got to fix this road again. And then put our houses in here again. Some kind of housing. Remember we had a house on the hill in 22. We got to paint our fields again. The dirt and all. And there we go. We're getting there. We're trying. We'll just cut through. Again, we hadn't finished any of that. But we've done that barn and the house, so you can see that on the channel. The paint job I hadn't done yet, so that concrete won't be there. We'll figure something out when we build it up. You can see the fields are there. 3 of them anyway. And I was just painting and showing an example in a video on that. I hadn't done the grass yet on the map. I'm not worried about it because we're not worried about that part yet. I like to do it in steps and orders. That's just fence up there at a building that's floating. That won't be there, obviously, unless we pretend a tornado hit it. And we're probably not going to do that, right? So we're driving on to the BGA. You can see kind of what we got going on. Some of this will have to change, obviously, but some of it'll be filled, some of it'll be different stuff. There's the BGA over there, as you can see. And we'll drive on over. You can see that other building we put in there in the background over there on the last Giants editor. So we'll turn here. And then if we wanted the way, we would turn this way. But again, I may not put that here. This is just temporary. I hadn't decided where everything's going to be yet. I may make it short and go over here and make the BGA smaller, so it's not so costly. But if we want to fill this up with grass, because we're going to go dump that over there, we can hit OK and put it on grass. I don't know, I think we passed it. Oh no, there it is. And we can weigh it, which I don't know why they put their weigh thing like that, but you can see it a little bit. But they should have put it at the front where you can see it from here, but they got it way over there. It's kind of hard to see, but you see the numbers work, so that means this weigh scale works. You need to make sure you can get in and out of it or over it properly. You can see your icon shows up over here for the slurry, and then you come on up here. See, this side looks alright, but I gotta fix that other side. And then if we're gonna just swip around in here, you can see the little numbers popped up: fill level, chaff, and compacting over in the left hand top. So you can see that works. You can back up so you can see, and then you're gonna hit Control I to dump it, and then you can just move a little if you want to let it out. And then you see the numbers going up: fill, chaff level. You can see that's working. And once it empties, we can back over it. We'll back over it real quick and get it compacted. And you can see the compacting is working. It's going up to 22, 23, and we'll go on to 100 real fast, just for example's sake. You go all, if you had it full, you would have to do a lot more work, but we're going to go to 100. When we get to 100, we can get out of the tractor and we can set the thing up. Alright, so we'll go over here and we'll get out and we'll go back over here and see it says blanket silo. You can hit R, and that's going to put a blanket over it. It says, do you want to do it? It's going to cost money. And say yes, and you blanketed it. You covered it. Okay? So it can ferment. Okay? So now, this one, what we could do here now is go ahead and put manure in here. Let's get some manure. And then you can scoop it up and dump it in those little things over there. And then that'll put that in there. Okay? So we'll dump this out over here. Like so. Right here. Control I, just so we can dump it in there. You know. Now you might actually should try it. I'll get a little out and stop it. I would have thought they would have let you, but they did on the place. Oh, it did. Here's the I. I thought so. I was gonna say, but we'll show both. You just hit I and it'll dump it in there. But since we were close enough, it counts because they have a little trigger back there. That's what I wanted to show you. But I want to show you scooping it as well. You could scoop it if you want. So if you had some and you wanted to scoop it in there, you could. Alright, so then you take this, and I wanted to show you. Oh. Go ahead and get this up and bring it up. And it don't matter which one, you can come over here, either one. And you just roll on in so you can see. Let me back up a little, turn it some more. Alright, we've got to lift her up some more. There we go. And just dump her right in. And there you go. And it fills up, and you're all set. Alright, so now I'm just going to go on and get out. And we'll hit escape so we can look at the, it's going to save real quick, just give it a second. We'll go ahead back over here and look at the manage the area of the BGA, and you'll see we have manure now and silage, and now we got to add the slurry, so we got to go get a tractor real quick and bring that. Now real quick, it's going to be making, all of them are going to be making the outgoing product, and that is digestate. But these two things also come out, electric charge and methane, but they sell automatically every day. I believe it's every day. Don't hold me to that, but I believe it's every day. Automatically, and come to our account. It doesn't have any way that we get this other than automatically goes to our money. Okay, this one we can get with the slurry thing, with the little tanker that we got that we'll put slurry in with. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the map and go back to the store and buy a tractor and drive that over. So we'll do that real quick. Doesn't really matter which one. I'll just get the same thing and lease it. And there we go. And jump on out and get this going. Hope you are enjoying. I'm trying to explain the best I can. I hope it's making sense to you. Uh-oh, we're running into it. Reckless driver. We can go this way, but like I say, not everything's done. So this is where all the vehicles come. This used to be a bigger building over here, but now it's a small one. I could always change it if I wanted to. Then there was a debris crusher on the back side. We'll put one. There was a supermarket there. I put a tailor shop here. It wasn't on the other one. That spot right there on the bottom is supposed to be a pharmacy. We'll have to do later. I forgot that was some sort of restaurant, I think. But we already showed a video of that. You want to learn how to do that, check it out on the channel. There you go. And we'll come on down and we can cut up this road here. Now we may or may not have these roads exactly like this, but we'll see. We may actually put a road here. It's a real road. We'll see. All this is temporary till we decide. And there's the building we did, and all these are on the channel. You want to learn how to do them. There we go. There's the carpentry. I forgot I had done that, but I did. So check that one out. We hadn't did the road all perfect yet. You can see the ground ain't just perfect. It's pretty close, but ain't perfect yet. And as you can see, that there's the BGA over there. So we'll head off over there. We'll have fields here, and trees, and all kinds of stuff. We'll have some buildings in different spots. Apparently that's a driveway. A house will be where that square is. This will be forest. We're just, roughly deciding what in the world we're gonna do. So we'll see. There'll be a field or something there potentially. And there we go. There's the ship back there. There's some floating stuff that ain't supposed to be there. There's that place we just did on the last one. The Grain River silo place right there. So you'll learn how to do that. Check it out. We didn't put a road right here, but you can come in right here. You can come out the other side. We'll probably put some sort of hookup to a road there. And again, this side did good, but we got to smooth down that other side. But now we're going to come right over here to this spot and stop. And you'll notice it don't show anything right now because we don't have anything in there. But we're going to hit F12 and hit OK and put slurry in here. And then we're going to hit I. You can see the I popped up. We'll hit I. We'll dump that in. And we'll do it a couple of times just to give it some. And then we'll run over to the digestate thing and get digestate out. So we can just, whoops, I hit the wrong button. There we go. And hit I again. And once that's done, we'll have an empty trailer again. And we'll go get the digestate. And then you'll see that it made the outgoing product, which that's the digestate. And then you go run on over. You see it works. All the triggers and everything work. So we'll go over. Slip around to right here. Now you notice this is a different little icon. See it? That's the one that gives us the digestate in this case. So it's for this type of a tanker thing. And you can look over, it says start filling. Hit R. So you can hit R. It asks you what do you want to do. And in this case it's only going to do digestate because that's all it does. But if it would have done more than one, you would have got to select whatever you wanted. And hit start and it fills up the digestate that we have in there. And so then you can go do whatever you do with it, and then you got your digestate. So that's what that does. That's what all these things are producing right now. You see this is bumpy. I gotta fix it. See how bumpy that is? It's terrible. I gotta fix it. But other than that, that's all the pieces. Let's hit escape again. And of course you can see here, you see the picture because you got that in your placeables XML, that little map icon information. It's got the path to this picture. That's why that picture's there. And then you click here, you can manage it, and you can see manure, silage, slurry, sugar beet. We filled a bunch of that up. But it makes this electric charge and methane. It'll automatically pay us at the end of the day, I think. And then this one is the outgoing. So if we just let it run, if we sped up time, it would start filling this up more. Since we just emptied it, it's 0 or close to 0. It's like 5,000 something in there. It ain't even a percent yet, but because we took some out. But it would start going up. So you can see that that part works. I'm not sure what happened to why they're all not independently working though. That's kind of odd to me. I'm gonna have to check and see what's up with that. We may have to check on the log and see what's going on with that. And I was supposed to show, there was one other thing. Oh, that information, yeah. I was going to show that information on the Google that I was going to explain the farmland thing. But as you can see, it's doing what it does. If we was to speed up time, it would do whatever it needed to do. Storing is what you really want to be putting it on most of the time, unless you're trying to sell it, which you could. If you go here, you can look at this, and if you look for it, it should tell you what it did. Biogas plant income, and there's the money that we made. So it's already done some, you see. So it'll show you here that methane and that whatever that other one was. That's where this comes, the money for it. And then of course if you sold, anything that had sold, you would look at the sold products, and then it would come here. So if you sold any of that, if you put it on distribute and you ran it through, it should pop here the price of what you made for it. Okay, and that's pretty much it on that. I guess we're gonna get on out and go show that little information real quick. And I don't know, we'll look at the log and see if there's some sort of error that popped up, because that's interesting to me that they're not staying separated, because it should be. I mean, let me look at one of the other ones, because it should be staying separate. Let me buy this and see if it's doing it. Okay, so that one, I activated that one and that one. So now I'm going to change. See, they're all changing. Huh. Now that's changing separately after the fact though. So whichever ones are activated all change together for some reason, and I thought they were supposed to be independent. I'll have to look into that. Well, I don't ever get to play the game, so now I don't know for sure. But I'm pretty sure it was supposed to stay independently. Like this one could be distributing, this one could be selling, this could be... So I don't know what's up with that, because if you activate it now it jumped to that. So if I put this on storing, and then I hit activate, it's on storing. Now it jumped that one to storing. And if I change it again, but they both changed. So I don't know what's up with that, why it did that. But we'll go on out and I'll show you that information real quick. And let's see what we got here in the log. Alright, so we'll minimize this for a minute. Okay, and then we'll go to, I'll pull it up. Alright, so here it is, and it explains the farmlands.xml price of this price is a price scale multiplier, not the final purchase price for the biogas plant BGA. The final in-game price of the 1,500,000 is calculated by multiplying this scale factor by the base price of the land. Here's a breakdown of how the in-game price is calculated. Price per hectare. The game has a default or map specific price per hectare, for example 81 grand. Farmland area, the size of the land parcel for the BGA measured in hectares. So that means however big it was, your land that you had painted in for the farmland is how much they're timesing by this information. Price scale, the value in the farmlands XML file, which is a multiplier applied to the base price. The formula is final price equals farmland area in hectare equals times map price per hectare. So you times this by this times BGA price scale, which is up here. So this is the price scale, and you times it by the hectare, and then it says farmland area in hectares. It's just explaining how it works. In this case, the price scale of this is the multiplier that results in the in-game display price of this for specific land parcel the BGA sits on. Other land parcels have their own unique price scale value. Okay, so that one was unique, that it had that information in there. I'd have to pull it up. We'd already turned it off. Let's go back briefly, just real quick. And you can see there it is, the price scale. See, the other ones are on a 1 scale, and this one is on a massive 2.2 whatever scale. You see? So you could change it. You can change it and hit save as long as you put your own farmland thing in your map. But I gotta go look at the log and see what's up with that store thing. I'd have to see why that it's doing that. Let's go to documents, my games, FS25. Oops, my bad. Gotta go to the bottom. The log, right click, edit with Notepad++, load it. So let's look and see what's going on. If I see anything that's normal stuff. Let me see. All this is normal, 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 normal. That's supposed to be there because we hadn't done it yet. Let's see. This we hadn't done. I duplicated. We hadn't done a video on that yet. That one's normal because I hadn't done it yet. This is normal. It's okay. That's normal. So far, so good. All this is normal. Now these are the ones that's just not been put in place with XML. So those will go away. But we do need to check because it could have one tied in with one of them. So let's just look. Okay, I don't think I see it though. If we happen to see the BGA in here, then it would be. But these are all the ones floating, so that's not a thing. The ones we hadn't done yet, obviously, are going to be there. Like the spinnery, we hadn't even done it yet. So, of course, we hadn't put it in there yet. So, it's going to show up here that it's not in the XML. But there's not showing a error for that. So, I'm going to have to verify that. Why it's not independently, unless there's some sort of error. I would have to go look at the Riverbend to see if theirs did. Like, you know what I mean? We could do that. I mean, to see if theirs independently does that, unless there's some bug or something with the thing. This is normal for my train track because I told y'all about it already. All that's normal. So it doesn't show anything to do with that BGA. So there's no errors, is my point. You see what I'm saying? So, let's go on in there and look at the main game one and see what's up with theirs. I'll go buy it. Hopefully it lets me borrow enough money. I hope they'll let me use the power tools in there. Let's jump on in. I just want to make sure because we may have to check and see what's up with that. What did we miss? Did we do something? Did we click something? You know. Because sometimes you can click one little thing and something can mess up. So you always have to be careful what you're clicking. Let's jump in and see what theirs does, just to verify. Alright, let's go see Riverbend. 19. And that, no tour. Alright, it should work. Alrighty then, let's jump in. Let's go see about that BGA way uphill. Alright, so same old, visit. We need to hit the F12, borrow some money. Where's the money? There it is. And we need to borrow at least, we'll just put 2, get a bunch of money. Alright, so here's the little trigger, or the little thing you hit. See, this one says 1970. The last time I came in here, it was 1,500,000, I thought. So I could be wrong, but so anyway, we bought it. So now let's check it. Let's activate the stuff. So we come in here and hit activate, and then we're gonna come in here and let's hit activate, and then we're gonna change the output. See, they're all changing. So is everybody's doing that? Because I thought it was supposed to be individual. Like this one could be on storing, this one could be on distributing. Is everybody having that problem, or is it just my game? Like, is there some sort of bug that they had suddenly that did this? Like, I don't get it. You can see the Riverbend's doing it too. It's not just my map. So see, that's what you always need to check, because sometimes the Riverbend's doing the same thing. So yeah, I don't know what's up with that. If y'all know, let me know if y'all having the same problem, or if it's a problem, or if it's just something that's happened. I thought it was independent. I thought it could be one be on one and one could be on another without changing them all. But anyway, I guess that's going to do it since we already finished, and we're going to go ahead and call it an episode here. As you can see, we checked it. It's the same as the other one. There's no errors. It worked. All that worked, and everything was there. And of course, if you would have looked at the farms, it shows this like that. So that's how it shows in here. If you look at it here, it just shows it like this. But if you click on it here, well, farmland, you can click on them. But that one you can't click on that way because it's a separate piece. Okay. Usually it don't even highlight. I don't know why it's highlighting quite like that. But you can see how it looks. Maybe it's because it's off or something. No. But anyway, that's going to do it. We'll head back to the Giants editor and end it. But hope you enjoyed. That should do it. You should be all set. If you have an error, look in your log, figure out what it is, and go fix whatever it is you did or didn't do, you know. But let's jump back in here and we can call it. But you can see there's our little place. We're moving along. And you got your weight thing. You saw it worked and all the things worked. But I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed. We're going to catch you on the next one. Please hit that like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bell if you want to receive a notification every time I post a video. Goodbye, everybody.